Hey guys, welcome or welcome back. So if you don't know me, my name is Beth and I knit, I crochet and I sew. I'm a seamstress, and this weekend I feel like I have a lot of kind of crafty stuff in the works, so I'm going to take you along. You can knit along, craft along, whatever, and yeah, just show you what I'm up to. So today is currently Thursday. I finished work for the week today. And today I actually made this dress, so I'm going to step back so you can get like a full kind of view of it. So this is what it looks like. The fabric I had in stash, it was actually second-hand fabric. I got it from like a craft supplies boot fair, so like I hadn't been used, but yeah, anyway, it's like this, apparently it's like a Indian woven cotton. I don't know where the person originally got it from, but the dress is super cute. I will link the pattern below, although I will say I did make some tweaks to the pattern. I basically had to add in more bust shaping, and I had to take out an inch on either shoulders. I feel like my bust like circumference is out of proportion to me like lengthwise. I'm like short, so I have a short torso. So yeah, anyway, I basically took out some extra fabric on the side seams here. I made like an initial toile and then I modified the pattern before I made this. I feel like I could have even gone like maybe a bit more. The only thing with this fabric is it does literally pick up every little bit of thread, but anyway, I do feel like I could have removed more fabric from up here. But if I had taken anything else out, I probably would have needed to move the neckline down, otherwise it would literally be like suffocating. Obviously this is a boat neck, so it is sitting quite high anyway, but yeah, I was gonna show you the process of me making this and then I finished it, so I will not be. However, I'm making a second one, so I'm basically gonna make a long one. This is like a short dress. I'm gonna make a midi version out of this fabric, which I'm honestly so excited about. This fabric I got from the same craft supply boot fair as this one, from the same lady, and I can't even get back far enough, but I think it's going to be super cute. So I've cut all of my pattern pieces and I won't be doing anything this evening for this, but this is on the agenda for this weekend. I also made this top on Monday. Monday was a bank holiday this week, and I basically think I should have made a size down. Obviously I wouldn't probably wear it over the top of this dress, but I think I'm just going to take in the side seams, and then if I remake the pattern I would remake it smaller. I do of course have a knitting project on the go. I've actually kind of got like 3 on the go, but this is kind of like my main whip that I want to finish. So this is my blouse number 1 in Noro Haritu or Harito. I mean, I'm sure you can see this colorway is like, she's a bit extreme. I did speak about this in my recent podcast episode. I ordered this colour online, so obviously I basically did not anticipate as much turquoise, but it's self-striping, so you can see that the sleeves are obviously striping at a much different rate to the body, but the good thing is they are actually symmetrical. I just lucked out so bad with where I had to join the new yarn for either sleeve. It literally almost matches perfectly. So I knew that the stripes weren't going to match, but I'm like, at least it's symmetrical. So yeah, this I'm also hoping to make good progress on this weekend, if not finish. This yarn is super like variable in thickness. Some bits are really thick and some bits are really thin, so this is definitely going to need a good block once it's done to try and sort of even it out. I actually think my tension's pretty good considering, but yeah, I mean, I would say this literally changes in places from like a worsted to like a fingering, so it is definitely, oh my god, look, I dropped a stitch. Okay, well that's gonna need to be fixed. But yeah, this is my main whip, so I'll catch back up with you at some point when we work on these projects. Good morning. So it is currently Friday and I accidentally finished this last night, so I feel like I owe you an update. This is how it turned out. I pretty much used like every single bit of the yarn apart from this and my swatch, which actually turned out to also be this like orangey colour. So after I showed you this last night, basically I had to finish a sleeve. It was this one. I had to finish this sleeve and then I had to basically finish the body. So I tried it on and this sleeve was actually way longer. I knit this like exactly to pattern and I thought that does look like really long. So when I did this sleeve, I basically knit it 15 rows shorter, like until I had like 15 more rows to go, because I'm like really anal and I like keep track of exactly how many rows I do, even though obviously the pattern just gives you like measurements. So I had like 15 rows and I tried it on and like this is where it sits, and obviously like when you block, sleeves do tend to get longer anyway, and so I was like, okay, I think this is actually going to be like a good length. So I actually went back on this sleeve and I even forgot, even though I was meant to pick up that stitch that I dropped, but now I'm looking at it, so I do need to fix that. I basically finished this sleeve and then where this ball of yarn ended, I basically started knitting again on the body, which is like here. And it's like, honestly, I couldn't have lucked out more with this jumper, because where the like yoke finishes and then the sleeves start, they're not like exactly perfectly symmetrical, but like at a glance they do look pretty even. This is like one whole repeat of like the stripe pattern for one sleeve, so it meant that, like I think I said last night, even though the stripes are a different width to what's on the body, at least they match each other, so I don't think that it looks too bad. And then when I reconnected again on the body here, the only thing that's missing is just this one like pink strip, because obviously that's where the sleeves ended. So yeah, literally knit the body last night and then went back and frogged the bottom of this sleeve, and then that is what this is just the yarn that came off. But even if I had knit this short to begin with, I might have actually omit this anyway, so that I could have started this at the same point in the repeat, if that makes sense. So yeah, I literally lucked out. That wasn't planned at all, it just so happened to be that way. I'm really pleased with this. It is still not the colourway that I thought it was going to be, but I don't know, I think it's a cool piece. I have nothing like this. I think it's just a cool statement and it feels really nice. I really like the feel of this yarn, so can't complain. I think it would be like a good thing to have here in the kind of like spring, summer, autumn, because this is such like it's like a silk and cotton percentage of like a polyamide or something, so the intention is just like throw this on summer evenings, you know, that kind of thing. But yeah, I'm very pleased. I will be blocking this today because the thing that I currently have blocking has dried. However, I have dentist this morning. One thing about me, I'm fucking terrified of the dentist. It wasn't until my adult life that I have become scared of the dentist. I'm scared of it hurting. So I basically, when I come back, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to like talk much, because I think they're going to have to like numb some of my gums, I guess. But anyway, so I thought I would quickly show you now what I'm hoping to work on today, in case I can't actually like speak to you. I can maybe just pop in some clips later and do like a voiceover or something. It might be fine. But anyway, one thing I desperately need to do today is I need to finish writing my pattern. I've been putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. All I have left to do is the yarn estimations and just proofread, so there is like literally no excuse for me not to do it. I'm hoping that if I come back and I'm feeling a bit like meh, then I can just literally sit down, bash that out, happy days. But the other thing, obviously I showed you I wanted to do that dress, but I have had my zips delivered for my shop products. So if you didn't know, I do sell like physical products. I hand make like kind of like makeup-y bag, knitting accessories, knitting needle cases, like craft, I guess, accessories. But I have an online website, but I also stocked in 2 shops. So they're basically 2 shops that have loads of like different like small businesses, and I basically get like a sales report weekly, and then I just have to go and restock. And I'm fine for stock in them, but the things that haven't sold in there in a couple of weeks, I do want to swap out. And I have some really cute fabrics, so I'm not doing like a big drop this time. I'm only doing the flat pouches and the box pouches, because a lot of the fabrics that I had for this drop were like fat quarters, which obviously you can't make anything too big with anyway, because you're like restricted on size. But some of them are really cute, so I thought I'd quickly just show you some of the fabrics, because it's all pre-cut. It's all just in this bag. So a lot of these are actually kind of like pastel-y colours, so each of them has like, it's gonna have a print on the outside and then the solid colour on the inside. I don't really know how's like best to show you, but there's all of these kind of like, I don't even know, would you call these like fruits, and then these like florals. I think you can kind of see maybe like, yeah, I don't know, these are just some of them. So these are for like the little flat zipper pouches. And then I also need to quilt all of the box pouches and sew these up. So again, it's a lot of like florals. I'm not holding this a very good way. There's that blue one again. So yeah, I'm hoping to get through like a chunk of these, or maybe the dress. I'm not sure. I'll see how I'm feeling later. I do really need to get these done, so I should really do these, to be honest. But yeah, I need to go and like get ready and stuff anyway, so I'll hopefully catch up with you in a bit, but this is just preemptive if I can't talk to you when I get home. So I am back from the dentist. I had these goggles on in there and they've like left an indent, but luckily I can still like speak and everything. So I actually didn't come back and start working on my pattern. I actually come back and I've started sewing. So these are some of the fabrics for the mini flat pouches, and basically I kind of like do steps in bulk. So I'm currently putting like all the zips in, so I kind of get them all to this stage, and I'm also doing the big ones as well, which are behind me over there. So I'm gonna do all of these, and then I'll probably either like make these into actual pouches, or I'll start quilting the other ones, quilt all of them in bulk, then put the zips in, and then yeah. So it just kind of makes it easier, because then I can like just change the foot on the machine and everything. I realised you were ankled a bit high there. But yeah, I can't eat anything for like another couple of hours. It's currently like 12 o'clock. I can't eat anything until around 2. So I'm basically going to wait to work on my pattern until I can actually sit down and eat, because then I'll like take my laptop downstairs and I'll make myself some food and I'll just sit and sort of work those out. So for now, I'm just going to be literally bulk sewing these. I feel like putting the zips in is honestly just such a like kind of boring, tedious part, because I feel like as well some of these small ones I've got like even like up to 2 or 3 of some of the different fabric combinations. Like this I've got 3 of, this I've got 3 of, so it's just like literally look at the same fabric, just like flat. I feel like the interesting part is when it starts to become like an actual 3D shape and you can start seeing it like become an actual pouch. So yeah, I'm literally gonna sit here and keep sewing, and yeah, I also need to block my jumper, so I will do that in a little bit as well, but I'll kind of show you where I get to in a little bit anyway. I've just been quilting some of the bigger box pouches, and this is what some of the fabrics look like. I think that this collection is going to be so cute. So yeah, I've just finished quilting all the big ones. I think I'm only doing 4 big ones, and I can't remember exactly how many of the smaller ones, because when I did my first shop drop I did mini, midi, maxi, so like small, medium, large, but the small ones I decided to discontinue. So now I've got like the midi and the maxis, but it's basically like a small and large now, even though it's the medium size. But anyway, I've got more of the medium, but I need to go and take off the stuff that's currently on the blocking mats that I can sort out my jumper. I'm basically going to block my jumper, and then after that I'm going to eat. I'm getting really hungry now. I feel like because I know I can't eat, I wouldn't eat more. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to sort that out. But I really do like these fabrics. So my lunch is made. I thought I'd show you what I'm having. I literally haven't had this in ages, but I love it. I'm not a fan of avocado on toast. I don't like that the bread isn't crunchy enough, but avocado, I don't even know how I'm going to show this, on rice cake with soft boiled egg on top is like so good. And these yogurts, the Yoko's caramel one, yeah, so I'm living my best life. I'm going to start working on my pan now as well. I'm really pleased. It's much later on in the day now. Well, actually, that's a lie. It's probably like 2 or 3 hours later than when I was eating my lunch. I finished off doing all of my yarn estimations, which is always the thing that I put off for so long. I did my tester form. The tester application is now out. It will be closed by the time this video goes up, although I will leave in the description if there's any sizes that I've struggled to find. It's for, you can see it there, my green and black like drop shoulder jumpers. So I do want to do one final proofread of the whole of the test document, because obviously that won't be going out till next week, but I think I'm going to wait until later because I don't mind sitting in bed and doing like laptop work. But for now, we're going to go back to the sewing. I'm going to continue working on making up some of these pouches and bags. I don't know whether I'm going to continue quilting or whether I'll actually start compiling or like making them into physical things, but I will try and show you later if I get any of these finished. I don't think I'm going to get around to my dress today, but that's absolutely fine because these are actually priority tasks. Like the pattern and the products were definitely priority this weekend. I've been putting it off for so long. I was putting off the jumper for so long because, like I said, I always put off yarn estimations, and I wasn't really putting off the sewing for the shop. The main problem was that I went to do it last weekend and then realised I was literally out of zips, so I had to wait for the zips to come. But yeah, I'm going to stop rambling. I'm going to get on with that. If we have to get to the dress another day, that is so not a problem. So it's now 7:30 and I have been sewing a bit. So made up a couple of the flat pouches. They're all pretty much ready to go. They're all flat. It's just a case of putting the tags on and actually sewing them into the pouch shape. And I completely have finished quilting everything, even the middies, and all of the little labels are on. These are just some of them. I really love this blue fabric, but I basically have hit a point and I can't bother to do any more today. I have come on my period and I just can't be bothered. So I think the plan is I'm going to tidy up all of this, and I don't know yet whether I'm going to overlock my purple dress pattern pieces or whether I'll sit and knit. I'm debating just literally sitting here and overlocking because there's no like kind of like difficulty in that because it's just running it through the machine. And I brought home some purple thread to match because I only really have like a couple of overlock colours, considering obviously you need 4 of each thread. So yeah, I don't know, I'm considering doing that and then maybe just knitting for the evening. I'm really like, I really want to cast on a new crochet project. Would you say cast on for a crochet project? Anyway, I really want to start a new crochet project. I have some Suniscan Mandarin Petite in black that I bought last year for something else, but I didn't end up using it for that. I ended up frogging the project that I started. And if you caught one of my recent videos or my podcast, I made like a kind of lacy crochet top, blouse, jumpery thing, and I would love to make a dress in a similar stitch. However, I also have the Soul Top by Rose Knitwear on the go. I have another sleeve of my cardigan to go, which is in the Drops brushed alpaca, and like a couple of socks that are just sort of floating in the Whip Island sort of area. So I'm not going to start the crochet. I think if anything I'll work on the Soul Top because obviously I'm following a pattern. It's just like nice and mindless, and I think it should work out really quickly because I'm pretty sure it's on 4.5mm and obviously it's only a top, so it shouldn't be too bad, and I really do want the finished object of that. So yeah, I'm gonna stop doing this for a little bit, and then we are losing the sun, but hopefully I'll be able to show you what I get up to. I thought I was going to have more time tomorrow. Obviously tomorrow's Saturday. I knew I was going out for my friend's birthday thing. Turns out it's like an all-day drinking pub crawl, so I will not be probably getting up to much tomorrow. See, what I'm thinking is, if I overlock my pattern pieces, could I squeeze in some sewing first thing in the morning? I don't know. Although thinking about it, I do also have to interface some of the pattern pieces, so I'm not sure, but obviously I'll let you know. Fully dark now, so I'm hoping that the ring light is going to suffice. I put the other stuff away and then decided that I was gonna start overlocking on the dress, so started overlocking and then didn't want to like leave it half overlocked without the interfaced pieces, so I interfaced the other pieces and I overlocked them, and I think I'm actually just going to start sewing it at this point. So I've started marking all of my darts and literally just going to keep sewing them. I'll probably just keep going tonight until I feel too tired, but yeah, maybe I'll just do this tonight instead of knitting. We shall see how far I get. Okay, so I've just finished making the front of this dress. This dress pattern's honestly like super easy, so it's not that long anyway. The longest thing is literally going to be putting the zipper in the back. I can't even show you the full length, but I think this is going to be so cute. I've been pinning so many balls like this on Pinterest as well, so yeah, I'm really excited. Okay, truthfully, I didn't realise it's 11:15 at night, so I'm gonna stop. I've basically done the whole of the front with the facing attached, which has come out super nice. One thing about this fabric is it's quite thin, so it's really nice to like press super crisp. I did have to do these little foldy things on the facing because obviously I took fabric out of the main pattern. I did the same on my blue one, but I didn't alter the facing pattern. Where the seam is on the body, I just kind of made it continue up into the facing, so it basically is just acting as like a dart, but I could have taken out the facing. I just basically couldn't be bothered. So this is the front, and I have done pretty much all of the back as well. So this is my invisible zipper, which I think looks super nice. Obviously I just need to flip and press the facing in the back, and then tomorrow morning I'm literally just gonna connect the shoulders and connect the side seams and do the hem, and that's literally it. So I will hopefully show you in proper daylight. I'm hoping to get up early enough to finish it before I have to go out, but I'm going to bed because my back fucking hurts. Truthfully, I'm really in a rush, but I wanted to show you the dress quickly. Saturday morning, and I literally finished this off this morning. I only had like the side seams and the shoulders to do anyway. I also left a vest top on underneath, which obviously I wouldn't wear with this usually. But this is how it turned out. It's like a midi length ignore, I wouldn't wear it with these shoes. But yeah, this is how it looks like. I am thinking on both versions that I'm gonna basically take it in a little bit here. This is just gonna be like the equivalent of adding darts, but since it has these seams like running down here anyway, basically like just under my bust, I'm gonna just take in like a little bit on either side. Do you know, it might be about an inch on either side, just a really short little, it's like so annoying, it keeps bunching because I've got like a top on underneath. But yeah, literally just take out like a really short amount, maybe like 2 inches by an inch, so it would be quite like drastic, but just to give me some like under bust shaping, and then let it like continue to flare. It's kind of hard to show you, but yeah, I guess that would be with me taking it in, and this is how it is currently. So it's like not really the end of the world, but I just think I will prefer it. And obviously this one is the exact same, so I'll probably do the same on this one as well, just to like make them even. But yeah, this is like a super, let me move the camera, this is like a very sort of like simple pattern. I think if you're a beginner you could definitely do this. I think if I was to make this again, which like obviously I'm not going to be doing anytime soon because I do have 2 versions of it now, is instead of just taking up, like instead of taking fabric out of the shoulders, because I needed this to be shorter, I think I would actually be bothered to like actually fiddle with the pattern more. So I'd probably leave the shoulders with the original 1/2 inch on the back and the front, and then I would basically cut the pattern across here and take out the 1/2 inch and move it down. I would obviously have to change the facing patterns as well if I did that in the same way, but I think basically what that will do is it will leave the original neckline the same. This looks absolutely fine. Obviously it is a boat neck. The only thing with this version is like I find that this bit kind of gapes a little bit, and I don't know if that's a combination of like the interfacing that I use with this fabric, the way I put the zip in or whatever. It's really like obviously not a problem when my hair's down, but I don't know if I would want to wear my hair up, although I don't know, I just find that I have to keep like pulling it down to stop that from happening. So I don't know, maybe if I had taken the fabric out of the actual pattern piece rather than just taking it off the shoulders really lazily, then yeah. And then I would also alter my paper pattern so that this bit was just originally sewn tighter instead of now having to do the alteration. It's really like not a big deal, but I just think if I was to do it again I might as well actually like fix all these things that are wrong with it. So yeah, I'm not wrong with it, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I'm really pleased with this. I really need to go, so we are going to be day drinking today. I don't know what state I'm going to be in tomorrow. I'll hopefully update you when like I get around to anything else this weekend, or maybe into next week. I'm not too sure yet. Truthfully guys, it is actually Monday now. Yesterday was a complete write-off. I was severely hungover. I had every intention to show you what I was working on. I just literally slept for the whole day, so I'm gonna round up the video and just show you a couple of the actual like knitting things that I've been working on. So I took this off of the blocking mats literally this evening. So this is how my blouse number 1 turned out, and it has evened out like so much. I don't know that it looks that drastically different, but it really feels different. It feels really nice, I will say. I really do enjoy the texture of this yarn, especially for a summer yarn. So yeah, I think it's turned out super cool. I can't wait to actually like style this. I feel like that's going to be a challenge, so yeah, love that. I do still need to fix, where is it, this one. We've still got this little stitch here. I literally can't believe that I forgot to catch it when I frogged back on the sleeve, but it's whatever. I also have gone back to working on my sole top by Rose Knitwear. So this is what I wanted to work on yesterday. literally didn't touch anything. So I've pretty much finished. I think I said in a different video that wasn't this one. This top is normally knit completely bottom up in the round, and then you knit the back and forth flat and then do the straps. I know I'm short on yarn, so I did a provisional cast on from like somewhere under the arm, like this far down, and I'm basically doing the whole of the top bit, and then I'm just going to go as far as I can go on the body. So I'm doing all of the kind of like top sections first. So this is one of either the front or the back, they're both the same, but this looks really narrow, and obviously I know that the straps are really thick, but I think I'm going to make a modification. So since the back and the front are exactly the same, I think I'm going to use this side as the back piece, because I don't mind if that's a bit thinner because I don't have boobs on the back. And then what I'm going to do is on the front panel, which I'm now knitting on this side, basically it's just shaped by like a load of decreases either side, right? And I'm basically going to stop decreasing like further down, so like here when it goes in more, but it's basically just going to come up straight. So I'm hoping it's just going to cover like all of my side boob and like the side of my bra, so hopefully that's going to work out. And it doesn't really matter that the back and front are going to be a little bit different as long as it fits me right. I also am not convinced that I did this cast off right, because I don't think that there should be so much on display underneath. Also, that's where I joined new yarn in that little hole. But yeah, I really like the colour and I've been enjoying working on it. Just yeah, obviously need to make some tweaks. If you've made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. Obviously I'm on Instagram and everything as well. My pattern is going into test. Hopefully I've just gone into test the weekend that this goes up. So yeah, I'm hopefully as well going to have some more things in the works crochet wise. So if you're interested, definitely stick around, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye.